All right, let's get right into it. If you're using AI a lot, I mean, really using it, you've probably hit that wall, you know the one, where the magic kind of fizzles out and the frustration starts to creep in. Well, today, we're going to smash right through that wall. We're moving past just writing clever prompts and into building a real system for professional-level results every single time.
Sound familiar? I bet it does. This is a real quote from a power user, and wow, does it hit home. You're in the zone, the ideas are flowing, everything is clicking, and then, bam. The AI just seems to forget everything you've talked about. The quality nosedives. It's maddening, right?
But here's the most important thing I'm going to say today. You are not failing. You're not doing anything wrong. What's happening is you've just pushed your workflow past its breaking point. The problem isn't you, it's the process.
So what is actually going on when your AI partner suddenly gets a case of amnesia right in the middle of a great session? Let's dig into the real diagnosis. And trust me, it's probably not what you think it is.
See, this is the big reveal. We blame the tool. We say, the AI just has a terrible memory. But that's not the root cause. The real problem, the thing that's actually causing all that frustration, is something called a mode conflict. This isn't a tech problem, it's a workflow problem.
So what on earth is a mode conflict? Well, it's what happens when we try to make a single chat conversation do 3 totally different jobs at once. We want it to be our creative brainstorming buddy, our logical system designer, and our super detailed production assistant. It's like asking a world-class painter to also be a structural engineer and a factory foreman, all in the same 5 minutes. It's just a recipe for chaos. To fix this, we need a new way to think. So, first up, start thinking of your AI chats as whiteboards. They are for messy, creative, throw ideas at the wall exploration. They're temporary and disposable by design. You don't build your final house on the architect's whiteboard sketches, right?
Next, your documents. Your Google Docs, your Notion pages, whatever you use. Those are your vaults. This is where the good stuff from the whiteboard gets stored. This is your stable, secure, single source of truth. It's permanent.
And finally, the things you actually create, the workbooks, the website copy, the reports, those are your finished products. And here is the absolute key. You build the products from the vault, where everything is stable and organized, not from the messy, chaotic whiteboard.
Okay, so how do we actually put this into action? We need a new operating system for working with AI. A dead simple, repeatable, 3-step workflow that gets rid of mode conflict forever. The whole system is just these 3 phases. Seriously, that's it. Phase 1 is thinking and learning. That's your messy whiteboard time. Phase 2, and this is the one everybody skips, is extraction. This is where you consciously move the good stuff from the whiteboard into your vault. And then, only then, do you move to Phase 3, production, where you build from the safety of your vault.
And the benefit here is just massive. By keeping these phases separate, you protect your absolute best, deepest thinking from all the noise and chaos of production. Your quality stays high because you're not trying to invent and perfect in the exact same moment.
All right, that's the big idea. But what tools do you actually need to make this work? Let's get down to brass tacks.
This right here is your first superpower. It's the source preservation prompt. And look at the language. It's super specific. You're not asking for a summary. You are commanding the AI to become an archivist. Its only job is to capture everything, every detail, every tangent, every nuance from your whiteboard chat, and get it ready for the vault.
And that's such a critical difference. A summary is just a map. It shows you the main roads, but you lose all the texture of the landscape. What we're doing here is a raw knowledge capture. We're preserving the entire terrain, not just the map. Nothing important gets lost.
The second tool you absolutely need is the style control block. Just think of this as the rule book for your project. It's a simple, one-page document that you give the AI at the start of the production phase. It lays out the non-negotiable rules for voice, tone, and quality.
A great style control block isn't vague. It's got clear, distinct sections. You define the brand voice. Is it an expert guide or a warm friend? You set writing rules, like sentence length. You list word preferences, words to use, words to avoid. And you define the quality bar. This turns something subjective like style into a clear set of instructions the AI can actually follow.
So what happens when you put all of these pieces together? Well, the change is pretty dramatic. You go from this endless cycle of getting inspired, then getting frustrated, to running a reliable, predictable factory for high-quality creative work.
I mean, just look at the difference. Before, you've got one long, messy chat where amazing ideas pop up and then get buried forever, forcing you to start over. And after, you have a structured, dependable system. Your thinking gets saved, your assets get built properly, and high quality becomes the standard, not a happy accident.
So let's just lock in the big takeaways here. 1, your problem isn't a faulty AI, it's mode conflict. 2, the fix is to separate your work into thinking, extraction, and production. 3, remember the mantra, chats are whiteboards, documents are vaults. And finally 4, use a source preservation prompt to save your thinking and a style control block to guarantee quality.
And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? You have access to one of the most powerful engines ever created. So are you going to keep driving it in circles, hoping for a flash of brilliance before it all falls apart again? Or are you finally going to build the factory that turns all that raw power into consistent, amazing results? The choice is yours.